Come closer. Sit with me by the dim fire of your thoughts. There is something I want to tell you about the ember you've been carrying too long. You keep turning the same story over in your hands. The betrayal, the disappointment, the moment life bent in a direction you never chose. You run your fingers across it like a stone polished by grief, hoping that if you touch it enough, it will finally make sense. But some wounds don't offer reasons, they offer roots, and they burrow deep when we water them with old bitterness. You tell yourself you're only remembering, only protecting the tender parts of you, but listen. Memory is not the same as mourning, and mourning is not the same as living. You've built a house out of ashes and wondered why the air tastes of smoke. You've sat by a fire long gone cold and accused the world for the winter in your bones. But the truth is gentler and sharper than that. The flame went out long ago, and you are the one still holding the suit. I know why. Because it wasn't fair, because it shouldn't have happened, because you were the one who stayed, who tried, who showed up, who carried too much too quietly, and the world, or someone in it, didn't carry you back. But hear me now, in the voice of a northern goddess, quiet as snow on pine branches. You have suffered enough for what was not your fault. Do not make yourself suffer for it again by carrying its anger like a second spine. When the storms of resentment live too long inside, they carve the heart into stone. They make cynics out of saints. They steal softness from the mouth and turn hope into something bitter to taste. And when that begins to happen, there is a guardian in the garden of remedies. A tree that knows the weight of heavy water. A soul that bends but does not break. Willow. Willow is the remedy for those who feel wronged by life, whose wounds have started to sour into quiet blame and weary bitterness. For the ones who say, "Why me? Why always me?" and feel the universe has forgotten their name. Willow doesn't tell you to forget. It doesn't tell you the pain was sacred or the injustice noble. It simply turns your face gently, steadily, back towards the light. It shows the heart how to soften without surrendering to what hurt it. It washes resentment from the roots so life can grow there again. It invites you to choose your destiny instead of punishing yourself with what someone else broke. Take Willow when you feel the old anger rising like frost, when the past still burns in your chest, when you find yourself blaming the world for what only wounded you once. Let it teach you that you are allowed to step out of the shadow of someone else's choices. You are allowed to be new, even if they never apologized. You are allowed to rebuild, even if they never understood, because you cannot heal by holding the ashes, but you can rise from them. You can turn bitterness into clarity, resentment into resilience, pain into wisdom. You can choose to be shaped, not by the wound, but by the way you walk away from it. Some things you lost became smoke, but not you. You are still here, and there is fire in you yet.